Hello, today I would like to talk about how to elegantly say that you are sorry. Okay, so this is tough, and it's tough because it's not easy, it's a vulnerability. It's not easy to put yourself out there and apologize for something you did wrong. It's not easy for our egos, it's not easy for a variety of different reasons, but it is very important. And it's important because it helps you move forward in this relationship with the other person, either professionally or personally. It helps you rebuild and develop that relationship further. It is also very important because it's a way of starting a conversation if you feel like there's maybe an awkwardness or there's some resentment building because something happened and you didn't talk about it. It's also a way of showing respect and responsibility for the actions, taking responsibility for the actions that you have done. So how do we do this? You just say you're sorry? Not exactly. Okay, so in order to be most well received and have what you're saying be heard, because imagine this person is upset or they've already kind of constructed in their head a scenario about, oh yes, this person's going to come to me and start apologizing and they're going to say this, 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 and this, and this. And so if you lead with, I'm sorry, they immediately close the ears and they think, up here comes the apology and it's going to be this way and that way. And then they may not fully hear you. So if you start with, I just want to tell you how much I respect you, how much I appreciate you, and how much I value you, our relationship, our friendship, our working relationship, whatever. So start and lead with showing your value and your appreciation. Then get into expressing your remorse, the second point. So you want to express, I'm really sorry that this happened. I'm really sorry that I cut you off in that meeting. I'm really sorry that I took ownership of the project when really it was a group effort. I'm really sorry that I yelled at you. I'm really sorry that I wasn't honest with you. Whatever the reasoning is, then you express your remorse. Then you want to offer empathy, meaning you want to show that you understand or you're trying to understand the feelings that were involved. So I can imagine that made you feel this way. I can imagine that that was embarrassing for you. I can imagine that I embarrassed you. I imagine that the feelings that you were having was really uncomfortable. So you've shown empathy. The next thing you want to do is try to offer a solution. So for example, just say, I really hope to make it up to you in some way. I'd really love to hear from you how I could do to make this better. In the next presentation, I would like to do this. I would like to go talk to our boss about it. Can we go speak with our boss together? And then the next step would be to listen for feedback. So you want to be receptive. That would be active listening. You want to make sure you allow them to speak. You want to make sure you're showing that you're engaged, you're giving them the attention, you're showing that you respect them, and that you're respecting the conversation, that you value and really cherish this conversation that you're having. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to again ask for forgiveness, or ask if you can move forward, or ask if there's some way that you can repair this, or ask, if there's some kind of solution. Again, once they've gotten to say what they have to say, you've given some feedback, you've, discussed it a little further and say, okay, I'm really glad we could have this conversation. What can we do to make it better? How can we move forward? So I hope this has been helpful for the next time that you need to apologize to someone. It is difficult, but it is really important.